Hello, welcome to stream. It's finally time to continue with Ace Attorney. Couple of things. Today will be a test stream in the way that I am now streaming at 720p but recording at 1440p. So YouTube will get a much better quality video. Let's see how that will work, size-wise and everything. Otherwise, let's go. So I spent all day changing a lot of settings to make everything work. And by a lot of settings, I mean pretty much everything. And I'm eating a tiramisu, but like a tiramisu in a glass. Those are also nice. Let's go. Also, yeah, voice mod isn't being used now, so you won't get the fancy effects that I've been doing. I think this should at least work still. Test? Test. No, that isn't working either. Well. Yeah, I think we did everything here. No. Yep, I remember that. And no. It's always important to consider every possibility. Move. Where? Police department entrance. Oh no. That thing. February 22nd, police department entrance. Yeah, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. Ooh, that is far. The police department, huh? I've only been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? And it moves. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright. You sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast.
Hey, Pat! What are you doing here?
That's not lying, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there?
What? Well...
Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information.
Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, Pat.
Yeah. Should we examine first? Let's examine first. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. Wait, why that? Okay, guess police. Mr. Wright, I've always thought this was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in those posters. They hardly even look human. Ah, I mean in that way. She has a point. Because I've hardly seen these people. Well, I hope you didn't. I was wondering about that.
What? The Dancing Blue Badger? That's my masterpiece.
Again. You made this, Detective Gumshoe?
The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, Pat.
Nice work.
It's battery powered so you can go anywhere. There's no switch, so you just dances until the batteries die.
Oh, Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. And the entrance? Detectives in there look pretty busy.
Just imagine, right now, behind those doors,
Police drama in action.
Somehow the thought fails to excite me. That almost looks like Gumshoe. Look, the patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And how about? And then I said, hey, you do that, you Sue will get a cold, buddy.
That's hilarious, sir. Laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes.
They make a good pair. I mean, it's probably just, you know, being nice or whatever.
Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white?
Now that you mention it, I don't really know, but I guess something with visibility. No idea why.
Well, I think they're designed after a panda.
Yes, dear Emma, yes. A panda.
Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory.
Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory?
It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. I had just been at this zoo. We had just been at the zoo, see?
What about zebras? Or do they not have those at your zoo? Let me have some more of my tiramisu. So good. What's here?
The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign.
Nice slogan.
I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets.
I don't think it's that kind of campaign.
My family wouldn't want us at home.
Actually, you would want one, you know? What did she say?
It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar.
I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Honestly, it would be a nice time waster. Polite.
I always get excited when I come to see a police station. Was I ever in a police station?
Not even clue. I guess I was next to one, yeah, but just because that was on my way to college. But no, I never was in one. Huh. Why is that?
It just feels like I've jumped into a movie.
Huh?
You know, with all the police and the criminals.
Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting.
Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest boss.
Funny. I thought they were talking about the weather. I think that's everything here. Yeah, sure.
I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Oh, why not?
Yeah. Well,
Just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth?
Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her.
But what if the evidence was faked?
Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? One sec. Something is annoying me on my collar. Huh? Me?
Why is this little girl so peeved at me?
She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister.
Wow, the chief's prosecutor's little sister. Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically.
Oh no. Frames have been dropped. I think the connection completely went away. Well.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way. You might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked.
Huh?
And it's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time?
What do you mean this time?
Then what happened? I know things are busy right now.
mean, with my sister's case and all. That's true. We've never had the chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detective in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. An officer marshal was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, I did seem to know that Marshall guy. The patrolman in charge of a crime scene is unheard of, pal. That was a slightly weird voice. Present. Good one. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Hey, this is the detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card to the law. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. You. What? Well, didn't you work together in criminal affairs? Wow, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more about Detective Gumshoe? Okay. That knife. Yeah. Found in Miss Edwards' car. Stabbed with Miss Edwards' knife. Huh. What would drive the chief prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Oh, wait, I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Miss Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Oh, Miss Edgeworth, what could have happened? We have to find a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony at Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I mean, if anyone deserves it, it's him. Especially after the Yanni Yogi thing. Let me fill up on tiramisu. Tiramisu. I was wondering, why is the water shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently it's forgotten. But I was proud of Miss Edgeworth for winning that award. I mean, of course you would. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of those rumors. So, this ID card belongs to the victim? He was a detective, just like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transfer for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transfer? Miss Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. Edgeworth's problems. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Yes, that again. Come on, Phoenix. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Miss Edgeworth was found innocent. Innocent, There have always been rumors about Miss Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. As if that stops rumors. Well, Miss Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties with department high-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious.
I had no idea he was under the gun.
Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself.
What?
What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is what was his name? The guy in the parking lot.
Not the official marshal. He was appointed directly by the chief of police.
Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something?
No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Look, pal. Alright, so let me try to make things a little easier for you.
Show them this and let you examine the crime scene.
Maybe.
Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction added to the court record. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal.
That is genuinely good advice. If I check... Yeah. Let's see. Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus. $20.
Ooh.
I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Nothing. Oh. Looks like the investigation is still going. I think. Shop. The only one who has a shop is that woman. So I'm gonna guess that's her. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry. Sorry. That sounds more like Marshall though. I completely forgot what voice I gave him. Sorry. Looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here. Ah, hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Ah, the dude. Let me stock up on tiramisu. Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost his head. Once again. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Dude, stop shaving. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? They're gonna do the same thing. But is it? Here, a present for you. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe. Ah, the old cow dog. Wait. 30. 33. Dude is younger than you. Mate. You're holding a birthday party or something. Huh? Look, well, it should say letter of introduction. It says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Oh, wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall.
Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me.
Hey, wait a second. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective for hire?
Well, folks. The crews are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Note to self. Police investigations are like settling land. Meh. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore. Crumpled and discarded. Ooh. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific?
Bruce Goodman, he was a detective, right?
Well. Aren't you a feisty? Feisty? Feisty dog right there now. Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means a witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report.
Was my sister involved in the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Probably should try and go with that. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So, there's no motive. Goodman wasn't particularly a gifted detective. Dude, that's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here? To this parking lot?
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. A lot of this is gonna go over my head. I don't mean any offense, but... Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You're calling me out. They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh really? Now he tells me.
But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
So, why are you in charge?
No reason, we're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
That's odd though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? The cow dog's been kicked off this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. Harsh. B block is through there. That's where visitors park.
I can see the lunchroom car over there, far in the distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak. Cannibalismus.
Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Ooh. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. I wonder which car it was based on.
The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car.
AKA Edgeworth.
Quite a luxury car. As she screams, I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. So we're not gonna talk about...
This rope, is it?
Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
So wait. The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You have to be the only person I would know that would come to that conclusion. I mean, maybe Maya as well. And the phone. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out! Right, let's check it out. You know, flip phones stayed in fashion in Japan for a long time. Surprisingly.
Man, what a boring strap.
What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know?
Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know.
You see, the series is as popular as ever with the kids. Okay, so we saw that. Guess that's oh. Huh.
This phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Miss Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
Mate. Whatever, let's check this phone out. That's it. So I have to press that button. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Note to self. The defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button.
Hey, that song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see your partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway?
Hey, whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky.
What? It's my sister's.
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody. Right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I've got a question for you, partner. I heard the phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, I'm sorry, that was my phone. So she tried to call Phoenix? What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. Phoenix! I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman.
So there's no connection between Detective Gumshoe and my sister?
Well, that's correct, but there's a goldmine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall,
Yeah, Bambina.
how can you say that? You're my sister, you were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office.
Shiroko?
Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to something here. But who?
Office atmosphere.
Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forge evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to him. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
The rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to the source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina, Chief Prospector Alana Sky.
What? My sister?
What?
What's going on? Why is my...
Give me a second. My dad wants something for me. Okay, I'm back in business. My brother needs a phone. And my dad is trying to buy a phone for my little brother, so I have to be in the middle. I don't know if I read this, so I'm just gonna do it. Edgeworth couldn't trust all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some load them with deals. And some load them with truth? I don't know why you load them. Why we used to load those bullets in Danganronpa. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taking off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? Move. He's gone. She's not here either. Where do we go then? No way, really?
My sister's cell phone.
The last time it was used was 5:18, right after Goodman was killed. Maybe she was cancelling her date for the night. Why did Lana make that call? Nah, that's not helping. What else is there? Oh, what's this? It looks like a note of some sort.
Look, something's written on it.
(67S12-2).
Or?
Can be that.
If you flip it?
2nd, 21st, SL9.
Doesn't that make more sense?
Because, you know, with the date being closer to now.
There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman.
Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Ah. What would I do to have my own brand of... like, my own, like, personally branded post-it notes?
Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Not to say for this deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either.
So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
I guess we got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone.
So, do you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it.
No problem. I can guarantee that she's not a criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes?
Yes?
I know that song when it plays. I think another song when the we press on the redial.
Oh.
It's a Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? A popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
Hi, I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what we talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see. The detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Great time to... Yeah, what did I do? Gonna retweet my stream announcement so that more people see it. You. Overwrite the selected save data. Trial former. Huh? February 23rd.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there are still a lot of grey areas.
Well, the whole thing is one big grey area.
No, don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe the client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Yu, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
10 AM. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. I'm gonna have to slowly get back to his voice. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings would not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The Cuff Up Queen. That's such a weird name. Dun, 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 dun. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered a caviar lunch, right? Oh, that looks nice. I'm assuming that's what? Bread? Probably a cut up baguette? Some sort of probably avocado spread? Caviar? And surrounded by a salad. I see peas, cherry tomatoes, sweet corn. What are those called? Sweet? No, not sweet. I know a version of those are called. Okay. Those version of those are called mange tout, and that could be anything. I don't think it's potatoes though. Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Possibly good. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I don't think that's what should happen. I always thought caviar would taste like the pickled tapioca. You what? What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name. Profession. Now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Miss Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? My throat. This is not a great combination of voices. I know who you are. Cough up? Cough up, Queen, Angel Star. Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. Husband? The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness. An arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Hmm. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright.
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can. If you can, then give him your worst, Miss Starr.
Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver lunchbox to my boyfriend, when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Ooh, that's a face. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I mean, if it wasn't the pointy tip of the knife, what would be? What would it be?
Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key points of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. In the case of Goodman, it's actually a stabbing, but well.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
I'm just gonna ignore that. See. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend's position is still open for applicants. Dude, she won't have any problem on Valentine's.
I'll stick with the lunches. Thanks.
Note to self. The judge had to think before applying. That's not the advice I gave her, but anyway. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she what kind of? So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. But I sensed something. No, I don't think that's interesting enough, but let's go with it. You sensed something. So you say you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, this was like the feeling you get when you view a chunk. Pumpkin. Why did I say that? When you view a pumpkin chock full of seed.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangled with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Why young cheese? I mean, mozzarella is pretty young. I love mozzarella. It's not my cheese of, I don't know, would I? I don't know. Cheese tasters are a bit complicated. All I'm gonna say is that I love cheese in general, definitely.
Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack.
Considering your forgetfulness. Moldy cheese. Yeah, with the order of all cheese to match. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something sting in the back of my mind. By garish car, you mean? Miss Edgeworth's car, yes.
Miss Edgeworth?
Incidentally, The knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Miss Edgeworth, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. She's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Wait, no? Okay. So, what I want to see first is this. 30 feet. Nothing that shows up just yet. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Miss Edgeworth? It is your knife after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg from a egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. This needs to be screenshot. Damn it. Lost it. Perhaps the chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise a knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. Well, what do we do? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness away. For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Calmer? Well, don't smile like that. I don't know. Let's press this again. What was this about? How do you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet the methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods would always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, given that they're used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be on. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. The only thing is this. Yeah, I thought so. Now wasn't it either. What am I missing? What am I missing? What is it that? What is it that? No further than 30 feet, is that a hint? Ah, okay. That's new. I don't know why I did different this time. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo. You are biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I heard that tagline elsewhere. Could you quite plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took it? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness. Witness. Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My friend works at the Photography Division of Criminal Affairs. Well, this is most certainly defendant. Oof. Uh-oh, there is unmistakably Lana Sky. It looks like the coat is hers. Has blood on it, for some reason. She has gloves. So, what was the defendant doing at that time? Assuming I should either press this and you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife. As I already said, yes. Oh. I swear it on my finest salmon swear. Lunch. What? What is that? I'm sure that's a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took of the very moment of the crime. Is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Miss Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Miss Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken at the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? Why, it's a black and white yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Miss Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. Except you. Mr. Wright, are you gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse? You get a better idea? Let me look at it again. Let's see. I mean, there is the argument to be made that if she used her right arm, then what's it called? That part of the coat. Right, let me see. Because that part of the coat would be pulled back. So the likelihood of this part getting bloody is actually quite low. I don't think the game would go that way. Let's find out. I'm gonna go object because... Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. There's that too. Well, it seems that was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. Didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? That is lightning. Well, are those gloves? I read this before anyway. Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? That doesn't look like surgical gloves at all. I guess. But they look heavy, especially on the... I don't know why it's called, but the other end of a glove. I don't know, I'm gonna assume it's called the collar. If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Wah. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Well, she was just in the habit of wearing gloves. Like, driving gloves? I've never seen anyone actually use driving gloves in real life. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves. Wrong voice. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Ah, impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She all got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, this trial is already over. Gotta think of a way to show this isn't premeditated. Yeah, I'm guessing that, because it happened at his thing. Oh, really? Nah, I didn't save either. Same as before? I guess that's the whole thing with the... Why would you use this one? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box transfers for a living, you know? That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Miss Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Sky planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing surgical gloves, right? Those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Whoa. Order. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Not yet. Especially if Edgeworth does this. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you aren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premediated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if this was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lance Kai, murdered the detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't... I think I pressed on it. She wouldn't have been waiting, okay. I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Anna Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Yeah, that's not what you said the first time. Why again and again? The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I order the pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I think I'm gonna go with the most obvious one. Because... Wait, autopsy then. One knife wound, yeah. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, false. There is no record of a call made on defendant Miss Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came into the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspects who summoned the victim that day? That's just... Sure. I think that's the right word. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Okay. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels, don't you agree? Yeah, what? I mean, I like pretzels more than the average guy, but still. Why are you gonna put it? Especially with how... I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. A human machine. That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's eyes smell like citrus fruit. Emma? What the hell? Hell are you on about? You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chop into 1,000 pieces. No, we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people. Speak up if you haven't heard, blah blah blah. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short twig bends out of facets is a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of a candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Wait, I just realized I should be able to turn this on. No, I can't. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Shame. Forgot about that. I filter. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. You say she stabbed him again and again. Well, you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my most surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha, you're right. Good show, Miss Edgeworth. Oh, Hank, he's my hero, really. About my objection, no one noticed. Well, witness. Oh. You got the crime scene set, right? Thanks. Always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that some mistakes are possible. So, you're saying that you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. I guess. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us why you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Where's the muffler? Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself. This photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, you've played yourself. Perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Miss Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? I'm sorry, man, you're not finished. You deserve better. But it was there, a scarf. No, not that. Or something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude. But back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of our testimony. Most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. Why could she hear that? This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained the rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why it had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape against Angel Star. Resistance is retried. Futile. Oh my neck. Let me get some water. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. Both technically snakes, but let's carry on. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. There we go. Don't bother me with details, unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Who wouldn't? The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator. This one. A leopard woman. Wow. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Dum, 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 dum. That is nothing like what it should be. Anyway. Yes. How do you catch her? You say quickly. Very close to the suspect. As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plan, just to be safe. Yes, because there's the whole mesh. The lunchline car was... she was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So, you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, mister? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. The cover queen. Lunch lady athlete. Indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. She couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence wasn't about 9 feet high too. So how did this guy not get away? Exactly. Huh. So is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. A phone, she can't mean. I'll ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory is like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the code doesn't seem this far. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right, near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used a cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. That's one hell of an emergency phone if it doesn't work all the time. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Haven't a good testifying? Ah yes. You've seen the thing very well. Congratulations. That's basically it. What the hell? You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. she made to escape? Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran.
It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? But that would make her go back the other way? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking garage entrance. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent, more mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more though. So Miss Scott tried to run. So she was running away in a different direction, I guess.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me.
How can I prove this? That's not it. Just have to press this, I guess. Do you think you can restate your testimony for the court? I was going to ask the same thing. Only say this one time, so listen close.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, please.
Okay. Chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up an emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. At this point, you shouldn't be able to see it from there. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. What is it, Mr. Wright? Wait, what? Guess you could say that she couldn't see that she... I guess. Let's press first. Of that. Whoa. So it was that, okay. Sometimes it's hard to present at the right, to guess where to present. Okay, let's go. Mister, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you would have been my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. Ouch. You said that you witnessed a crime from this point. However, if that's true, you could have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. That's exactly what I've been saying. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in the B block, you couldn't have seen it. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Order! What's the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Miss Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counter-attack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness had lied about what she saw? Possible. But she seems very confident where she saw it. The order of defense. Since she was basically she went for the telephone first, then ran away to where the car is again, which means she ran away the other way. That wouldn't make sense if she was still in partition B, which means that Angel Star was on the left side. So where she saw it? Miss Kite tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Oh, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard of it. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Fair point. My throat. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points to in one direction. The place is... It has to be here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think the tables could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Star. Order! Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said that she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. Yeah, well, what does that make of the picture then? The picture was from there, and she was there. Eh? It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, what? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what the reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review all you know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Guess, distance makes sense because she had to go down. Angle of view is true. But what does that even change? Distance to the crime? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change for she could see. She had to go down, innit? What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? What witness? You. Yes. You ordered the squid wheels, right? Doesn't look that bad, but... why? The quality of my lunches had gone from low to inedible. That's not inedible. I was bringing a PB&J. That sounds weird to say. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry? I don't know what that is either. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't at the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass wall station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked, I couldn't open it. So you had to go all the way around. That would explain why the picture was taken from there. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking and the B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. That changes a lot. 5 minutes. Okay, from 12 to 18. Still possible. That's 6 minutes. This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it, I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. That's not a great thing, like a really amazing thing to swear on. You have a point. And a spork is a wonderful invention. Sure, but like, it's plastic. There it is again. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Miss Wright, you have to do something. Have any evidence to stop this? Guess I'll give, yeah, if you allow at least 1 minute. Exactly. Yeah, it's all too close. Objection! 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. Could make pasta in the amount of time. If you like it al dente. I do like it al dente. I've got lunchbox. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. 5 minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Run away, I guess. Well, I'd guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get me wrong, I didn't kill anyone, I think that's what he said. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled out the scene of the crime. She even had a picture taken. No true criminal will act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah.
What is it that this game makes me do? Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
Who did it? You screwed that cunt shut, Mr. Wright.
That was so too close. I'm afraid that the cover queen has been dethroned, and with that, court is adjourned. Hold it. Probably her, right?
Miss Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to force off on me. I prefer not to take defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have the decisive evidence.
What was that? It's another of her trick lunchboxes. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
A triple decker.
Judge. You already had 2 boxes. How do you get bribed by 3 more? Why is this game?
Out of deference to the witness determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time?
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood was found on the shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
But there was blood found on that shoe.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Miss Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Did I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
3? In any case, Yana, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Hey, is that Mr. Wright? Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Miss Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty solid.
Could at least study some evidence law, really?
Yeah, it's not like I'm a lawyer. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems that you have another count against your witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
What can I do with that?
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot, known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect admitting she did it?
True.
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Mr. Let's just get this over with. It's not like she is a repeat offender. Oh. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime.
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch.
You snuck off with the shoe.
Harsh. That's right, harsh.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag. Really? In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us what you did next.
Hey, that's fair.
So, you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with that little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was.
Why can't I say that word again?
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Gumshoe. Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with the blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, Rookie?
Huh.
Well, speak up.
Ah, well. Blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less allow any sample of blood to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten the DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that.
This shoe proves it. Can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish cuts, right?
You what?
Some like your home, Miss Wright. Some like your client. She's enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Miss Wright, don't you have a problem with this shoe?
A problem?
It's not ink.
Oh wait.
This blood is my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
What's this?
So that's...
Ah, there's blood here too.
On the sole of the shoe. It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. So the blood on her...
Oh, this blood. It's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue. Decent shoe though. Let's go with there's a problem. If I'm not imagining things. Say there is one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes.
You're still young, okay. I'll give you a peppered fish cut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. Why is contradictory about the victim's shoe? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, Rocky.
But it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Ouch.
Indeed. There's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Yeah. There's no blood on the floor here. Problem lies in the footprint. The footprint. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows parts of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. I've been there. And where are they, Miss Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! Well, witness.
What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprints is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. It's good at finding contradictions.
What?
Hold it. I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
A witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. Oh, what are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her effort was in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
Water?
Nah. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard weapon.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Miss Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not as low as conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? Does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright.
Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean? Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her. Ah! That ties things up quite nicely. Wait, that ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes and tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why? That's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Mr. Sky's right hand was hurt.
Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
That's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But I just saw us on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. True. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Lana Sky. Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Oh, well, yeah, you are. You're saying that my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. That looks kinda tasty, to be honest. Pickled what? What does that have that color? Pickled radish? What radish? I guess radish works. Wait, witness. Don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cup of queen. Look at this. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems that this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up to asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. Still don't know how that works. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection! There it is. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. So... Oh, we don't see it. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've gotta go ahead with this. I suppose that since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Miss Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. So, this seems fair. Narrowly got wet. Self-reflection. There's this. Finally, a muffler. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking off out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf in any kind of this photograph. A muffler is also part on a car or a motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as a part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out the car's muffler? Is it possibly a muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Objection! Sorry, Mr. It's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Yeah. Mister, recall your testimony for the court. The muffler. Muffler? Ah, yeah. Could it be that the muffler you had mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means that this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, wow. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected us once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed. I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry. Well, that's supposed to be Phoenix. He's still hungry. Damn, mate. To be continued. Ah. Think I'm gonna call it here. Shorter stream, yes. But these games are... brutal on my throat.